Welcome back, everybody. We left off with Ricardo Fanaro yesterday. We finished his little symptoms, so let's get into this.
Why does this lady feel confined? Mayhap the world is too unkind. Nay, doctor, medicate her mind. Pray cure this comely lady. Pray cure this comely lady.
Good day to you, madam.
Yes. Good day, Mr. Foreman. Pray tell, is your Venetian querent Riccardo Ferraro one of the patients you treat for troubles of the mind? Forsooth, his manner is right strange. I passed him at the door, and when I addressed him in the Italian tongue, he abruptly turned from me and ran away down the street.
Nay, Signor Ferraro has no grave troubles of the mind that I'm aware of. Mayhap he was merely dumbstruck by your beauty, madam.
Dr. Foreman, a man is rarely struck dumb by a woman's beauty. Indeed, 'tis quite the reverse. He is oft rendered all the more loquacious, plaguing her with ill-formed metaphors he believes are compliments, and with hasty declarations and invitations she has neither sought nor invited.
Ah, quite. But let us turn our minds to happier thoughts. I did lately hear of your marriage to your cousin, Mr. Alfonso Lania, for which I must congratulate you.
Oof.
And as I recall, you were with child when I last saw you.
Aye, I was, as you correctly judged.
And your child and husband are both well, I hope?
I would rather not discourse on the subject of my husband, Dr. Foreman.
As it pleases you, madam. What brings you this day?
Lately I have been feeling heavy and lethargic. I do also find it hard to fix my attention upon the book I am reading or upon words I am composing. And yet, although I oft feel right tired, I am having difficulty sleeping.
Ah, well, becoming a mother, beset with all the demands of a suckling babe, can force change upon the normal rhythms of life.
Nay, 'tis not that, for I have employed a wet nurse for the feeding and much of the care of my son. Methinks I must have some kind of disease.
I see. Let us consult the stars to see what afflicts you. What is ailing Mistress Emilia Lania?
Okay, that was a little bit laggy. I think it's going to be because she's married to her cousin, so... The querent suffers from melancholy beginning next. The illness is curable. The symptom imbalance of black bile. Temperament associated with excessive phlegm, characterized by slowness and stubbornness. Chronic temperament is suffers and can be an aggressive, opinionated nature. Opinionated. What is there? Feeling heavy and lethargic, yet I cannot sleep. It's not that. It's so hard to choose which one. We'll go with Leo.
Mistress Lania, the stars indicate that your suffering is occasioned by melancholy, or, in other words, black bile.
I see. And what treatment can you give me for it?
Before we speak of treating your condition, madam, I think it wise we determine what has provoked it. You did express a desire not to speak of your husband, and I cannot help but think that such a reluctance reveals where the source of your troubles might lie, to wit, within your marriage. Would I be right in thinking this? I do not wish to cause you distress, madam, but as a doctor, I do feel I must press you in case it is relevant to your troubles.
My marriage is not a happy one, Dr. Foreman. Mr. Lanier and I do not agree on matters of money and strong drink.
I see. And what are your opinions on these subjects?
That he spends all our money on strong drink. He
she
disagrees.
And
she
your
just
husband
said
cannot
that.
be brought around to see your point of view, nor you his, I presume. Well, the marital discord provoked by strong differences of opinion can often engender melancholy in a wife. Until the matter is resolved between you, you may take a syrup of roses and chicory. Drink of it each day, and it will serve to reinvigorate your vital spirits. I will also have my manservant William bleed you of some of that.
I thank you, Dr. Foreman.
William, come hither and bleed Mistress Lanier.
Oof. Does that mean we're gonna be emptying her blood? Okay, we already know all that. We just did all that, but yep. Mayhap bleeding my husband would cure him of his taste for strong drink. Very vigorous bleeding. Come on. Oh, more mail from the University of Cambridge. So, I thank you for the recent inquiry for regards to obtaining a license to practice medicine. I note for our records that you terminated your enrollment in our institution some years ago on the grounds of insignificant funds. Whilst we do not ordinarily issue medical licenses to men who do not first complete a medical degree, proof of equivalent professionalism experience in the form of letters of recommendation may be taken into consideration. Minimum of 8 such letters of recommendation is customarily required. I advise you to write to us again once you have obtained the requisite number of letters. Signed, John Conwell, Vice Chancellor of the University of Cambridge. Well, we're almost down to 2 of them, so.
What is their relation? We are no longer sure. Seems Foreman's now a patient, and Avis is the cure.
Perfect.
My dear Avis, what a pleasure it is to see you. I have oft thought of our
I
last...
cannot tarry long. My husband will be expecting me home.
Of course. But, dear lady, is something the matter?
Of course. Do not all your querents come with a matter they wish an answer to?
Well, yes, but...
I wish to ask of the stars whether a man I am close with, a man who is not my husband, whether that man be also close with another woman.
A man you are... I see.
It's me.
If I am to judge the stars for you, I must ask you to be more precise. In what sense do you mean close? The platonic bond of friendship?
No.
Close in the sense of being intimate.
I see. Then 'tis the familial tie of kinship, perchance.
Nay, I mean someone with whom I have shared physical relations.
Verily, madam, if I am to give you an accurate reading, you must state your question clearly.
Methinks you know full well what I ask. I bid you ask the stars whether my lover is, to say, be it true that he engages with another woman in acts of strumpy-humpy.
Madam, you astonish me. 'Tis unlike you to speak such indelicate words. Now, if I understand you correctly, you have a lover, and you wish to know whether he has been sharing his tender favours with another woman.
Aye, but did I not verily say so?
And
No.
now that we have at last fathomed your question, let us read the stars to fathom an answer. Has Mistress Allen's lover been unfaithful to her?
Yes. My lover engaging in intimacies with another woman. Mistress Allen's lover is seeing a woman who is willing and able to marry him. He wishes to continue his family line. Mistress Allen no longer pleases her lover. The spark has been lost. There's been a woman who is unable to please. That's a mature man. Indicates creative being reversed. Mistress Allen's lover wishes to father a child. Mistress Allen's mind has been turned by jealousy and confusion. Mistress Allen should be more optimistic about her romance with this man. This consultation will provoke unexpected intimacies between me and Mistress Allen. Oh. We'll go with this one.
The stars are most clear, madam. Your lover has not been coupling with another woman.
He has not.
Forsooth, the stars say that your mind has been turned by jealousy and confusion. Now, if there is nothing further, madam...
Oh, how relieved I am to hear you say this.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, Simon, what a fool I have been not to trust you.
But you... this lover... 'twas me all along? You were not speaking of some other man?
I beseech you, pardon me, Simon. I had to know the truth from the stars, for I did hear tell of other women.
But how could you not see? No other woman is to me so dear and verily Is it not clear to you that I...
Oh,
Very,
perfect.
Simon.
I was
Oh,
right.
dear, sweet Avis.
That was the best choice. Yay, I have my first letter recommendation.
Sybil Fortescue always has what's new. Far ahead of friends, all of friends. She oft gets her hands on goods from foreign lands. That Captain Fortescue sends.
I love that monkey.
Good morrow, madam. I humbly welcome you to my consulting chambers and thank you for choosing my practice. Mistress...
Fortescue, Mistress Sybil Fortescue.
Well then, Mistress Fortescue, what may I assist you with this day?
I come upon a most troubling matter, sir. I know not whether it is a medical matter or something else.
I see. Pray describe your trouble to me, madam.
Something
Well,
else
I
to
suppose
say.
it all began with a dinner I hosted at my house last even. Mayhap you have heard of my dinners, Dr. Foreman. They are much talked about. Though I fear last evening's dinner will be talked about for all the wrong reasons.
Talked about, you say?
Yes, indeed, invitations to my dinners are much sought after, for I host the most desirable of guests. Lords, bishops, poets, explorers, painters, and the like. Why, last eve I hosted the famous Robert Lord Devereux, the playwright William Shakespeare, and the Bishop of London and his wife. As well as fascinating conversation, at my table I served the very latest and most original dishes. Last even, I served an exotic green vegetable called a portato. So crisp and refreshing. My dear husband sent them home to me from the New World. Doubtless you have heard of my husband, Captain Fortescue. He is a great friend of Sir Walter Raleigh.
I see. Your dinners do sound most excellent, Mistress Fortescue. But what occurred at last eve's dinner that has you so distressed?
Well, in truth, 'twas after dinner. We all felt a strong desire to take some air, and so we left the table to take a turn in some pleasure gardens nearby. But then, as we were walking along the path, right in the middle of the gardens, in full public view...
Pray do not distress yourself, madam. Prithee, take your time.
My guests and I were, all of a sudden, stricken with pain. We began chundering and voiding from our... But there was nowhere to turn, you see. There were no bushes close by to shield our modesty. 'Twas unspeakable.
A moment, madam, as I note this down.
It's the potato famine.
Pain and simultaneous upward and downward purging of a most sudden and violent nature. Now, let us see how these stars explain this most distressing and unsavoury event. What troubled Mistress Sybil Fortescue and her guests last eve?
It's the potato famine. We're troubled with evil digestion. Chili cold. No. Wandering hands. Ooh. No, it's the potato famine. It's from the potatoes.
Madam, I think you said the New World vegetables you dined upon were green in colour, did you not? And you described them as crisp and refreshing, I think. I take it then that you served them to your guests green and raw?
Yes, indeed. Most of the potatoes my husband sent me were full dull and unhealthsome in appearance. Hence I served only the green ones. I had my cook cut them in such a way as to resemble roses. 'Tis the way I oft serve my apples.
She threw away the good
Your
potatoes.
trouble was a severe case of evil digestion. I have read that these vegetables can be noxious if they turn green.
Oh, my days! Do you mean I poisoned my guests?
In a manner of speaking, aye. But worry not, madam, for the suffering was but temporary. Indeed, it does sound as if the bodies of your guests were most comprehensively purged of the poison. However, in future be sure to cook the potatoes until they are soft, and pray do not eat the ones that have turned green.
As God shall mend me! What a shameful affair this has been! I shall go home and, well, I shall write to my husband and ask that he includes cooking instructions with the next gift of food that he sends me. I thank ye and bid ye good day, Dr. Foreman.
It's common sense, lady, just like your fucking monkey could have gotten that right. Oh. Well, there we go. Oh wow, we're actually almost done with that letter of recommendation.
Here comes a literary mind, one such as we do rarely find. Just needs a man to be behind, for she's but a lady.
Good evening, Miss Lanier. What brings you?
I am come about my future, Dr. Foreman. I wish to know whether I will find success as a writer of poems and plays. You can predict futures, can you not?
You, madam? A writer of poems and of plays? Forsooth, how verily remarkable.
Well, 'tis true most of us Bassanos and Laniers are musicians, but I have chosen a different path. I've lately begun a collaboration with a poet and playwright. Let us call him Mr. S.
It's
He is presently
Shakespeare.
writing a play that takes place in northern Italy, and as I am of Italian heritage, he has asked me to help him write it.
How interesting. And does this collaboration betwixt you go well?
Right well, or so methinks. Indeed, Mr. S did suggest that I am full talented as a writer. Be not afraid of greatness, he told me. For once our play opens upon the London stage, our success will follow, as night follows day.
I see. Then what would you have me ask the stars, madam?
Well, I've noted that Mr. S, although a brilliant man, is oft prone to exaggerated melodrama and implausible plot resolutions. I wish to know whether this story of his, of our future success, is true.
Very wise of you, madam. Then let us see whether your success or failure is writ in the stars. Will Mistress Amelia Lanier find fame and fortune as a writer?
I don't even have to look at the stars. It's going to be a yes. Oh, what does this say? Stars urge Miss Selenia to be more sensitive to the needs of her children. No, that's not the question. Married by decency and jealous? This speaks of Mr. S indulging in creative theft. Maybe? Miss Selenia retains optimism. Her ambitions will be realized. Not only will she be successful, her work will lead to transformative and surprising political changes. I'm pretty sure it's that one. Selena and her writing partner will work well together. Yes.
It would seem Mr. S.'s confidence is not misplaced, for the stars foretell that if you have faith in your success, you will succeed. And your contribution to the world will reach beyond literature to be of great benefit to society.
So, in order to succeed, I must hold fast to a belief that I will succeed.
Just so, madam.
But what you are asking of me is right illogical, Dr. Foreman. Indeed, 'tis an impossibility. How can I maintain a belief that my success is inevitable when you have just informed me that my success is conditional and contingent? As Aristotle teaches us in
Mistress
his...
Lanier, mayhap I have confounded you with the nuances of my astrological reading. All you need know is that the achievement of your goals is very likely. Indeed, 'tis indicated that your collaboration with Mr. S will be a fruitful one. Prithee, madam, look not for bad news among the good.
Aye, mayhap 'tis best I not overthink it, as you say. I thank ye, sir. Good even, Dr. Foreman.
It's not that hard. Oh my god. There we go. Almost done with her.
Mistress Avis Allen, the love of Foreman's life, how futile 'tis to fall for another man's wife.
Good day to you, sir.
Good day to you, madam.
I'm just breaking all the rules.
What service may I perform for you this day?
For me? None. None at all.
Oh, so she's gonna perform service for me?
Then I cannot fathom why you...
It was my husband who bade me come, for he finds it difficult to speak of. As I say, he had me come in his stead, and I could think of no reason to give him for why I should not come.
I see. Then what is troubling your husband?
It's me.
Madam, I cannot treat a querent without knowing first what his troubles are.
He is unable to perform his marital duties.
Haha!
See, and whatever does that mean? Your husband forgets to put out the night soil? Some broken shelving he is neglected to fix? Prithee, madam, I bid you be more precise.
Oh, you know perfectly well what I mean, Simon. I bid you not drag this out any longer. Pray read the stars and let us get this over with.
As you
Well,
wish,
damn.
madam. Now, let us see. What ails Mr. Allen so as to render him unable to perform his marital obligations towards Mistress Allen?
He cannot take out the trash. Suffers from loss of carnal lust. Deficiency of blood get worse. Cold in the heart. Crick in the back. Pain in the hips and making it difficult to perform duties around the house. I'm pretty sure it's this one. I'm pretty sure. Let's go with that one.
Your husband is suffering from a lack of sanguinity in the brain, which has resulted in a loss of carnal lust. According to my chart, there is little hope of remedy.
Verily, no hope at all.
Nay, I am afeard not.
Oh, then Mr. Allen is not, cannot be a full husband to me. At least not in the full, true sense of being a husband.
Precisely so. And as a physician, it behoves me to observe how unnatural and lamentable it is that a wife be so neglected.
Oh, Simon.
Oh, my darling Avis.
Well, that went quick. Oh yeah, she's very happy that I diagnosed her husband with unable to perform in bed.
What doctors against him do make war? Doctors against him do make war. He makes love without a care. 'Tis true, Avis is not his by law. But in love and war is fair. But in love and war is fair.
See, even the chorus is right. Love and war, all is fair.
Last even, 'twas like a dream. Never in my life have I felt so. Oh,
Released.
Avis, 'tis true you are married, but surely a love as great as ours can transcend such earthly impediments. Dare I hope for...
Polishing.
'Tis most unlikely. Or is it? Forsooth, there be no harm in asking the stars. Might Avis Allen one day be mine?
Oh, written in the stars. 1,000,000 miles away. No, her loyalties does not lie with her family. That's a lying sack of shit. The damage that has wrought about her marriage cannot be undone, and her past cannot be erased. I might be optimistic for Mr. Allen will suffer ill and luck die. He was have been free to marry me. What's this third one? I'm not saying anything's clear. If I knew the truth about our relationship, I would presently be seeing. No, it's this one. Let's go with that one. Yeah, it's that one.
says Avis is one day to be widowed, which will, of course, be very tragical. But after the grieving is done, we will marry. She will be Mistress Foreman. Mistress Avis Foreman.
I don't care. Oh, I have to write my own? No. How am I supposed to write my own letter of recommendation? That makes no sense.
Almighty God, lead thy servants forth away from sin and temptation, lest his wife does him an evil.
His wife is gonna kill him.
Good day, Dean Blogg. Fare you well?
Most well indeed, and I will tell you why. The conquering cherub has lately returned home to England.
Ah, this being the voyage you did invest in.
Aye, and what a sound investment it was, for it has paid off most handsomely. The cherub's cargo of nutmeg and pepper will fetch a high price indeed. Forsooth, my earnings have enabled me to make a substantial investment in Sir Walter Raleigh's expedition to the New World.
Ah, methinks I've heard of this. 'Tis a quest to find the fabulosity of gold, is it not? Or, as the Spanish call it, El Dorado?
The very same. For it is said that El Dorado does lie deep within the rainforests of the southern parts of the New World, hiding vast quantities of gold and precious jewels. Hence, what I would have you tell me is, exactly how rich can I expect to be made from my investment?
Handsomely.
For if I am to be made very rich, I am afeard that news of my fabulous wealth may cause some jealousy among the clergy. News travels fast around the diocese, and I think it wise to get ahead of it if I can.
Then let us consult the stars. What will become of Thomas Blogg's investment in Sir Walter Raleigh's quest to find El Dorado?
Well, since El Dorado does not exist, unhappiness, especially among Californians who are stubborn, confident, and led by instinct. Blake's business partners will be met with violence. Pessimism and surprising reversals save the lives of children. Leave his children a legacy of fine things. God rewards exploration. No, it's this one. Turn the page.
I have ill tidings for you, Dean Blogg. Raleigh and his men have been set upon by a tribe of angry New World natives.
Angry natives? But surely the natives would greet us with much rejoicing. For do we not bring with us the gift of civilization? Would they not crave freedom from their tyrannical chieftains and cruel pagan gods?
Well, it would seem these particular natives cannot be reasoned with, as they are led by instinct alone, and they will fight to the last man, as it is not in their nature to surrender with honor, as Christian men would.
Truly? But,
Alas, I am afeard that Raleigh shall be forced to abandon his search for El Dorado, and your investment will come to naught.
I must own, sir, that I cannot share your uncharitable view of these savages. They may be heathens, but are they not still God's children? I will now take my leave, that you may engage in quiet reflection upon the spiritual dimensions of this question.
What? I got it wrong again? What? Oh my god.
When the symptoms are rare, the questions are quick, from the land is a strange and is
Good morrow, sir, and well met.
Indeed, 'tis I, Riccardo Ferraro, come once again to the great Dottore Simon Foreman.
Aye, and I can see why you are come. Methinks you are not well, signor. The colour of your face is quite alarming.
It is because I am losing the blood. The blood does drain away from my face, away down my body, and out of my...
You are bleeding from your fundament. How much have you been bleeding, and for how long?
Un poco, not too much. It does come and go. Sometimes blood, sometimes no blood. You stop the blood, see?
Mayhap I will, but first I must consult the stars to find a diagnosis. What ails Signor Riccardo Ferraro?
Is this the kidney stones again? Hemorrhoids. Swellings in the anus and rectum. Blind hemorrhoids cause pain, whereas open hemorrhoids are adept to bleed. Blockage in single families that cause... No. It's this one.
There is nothing here to worry about, Signor Ferraro. Your body is merely purging itself of corrupted blood, in a similar manner to that which does occur in a woman's nethers each month. To wit, 'tis most healthsome and natural.
Are you sure? Are you sure that is your final answer?
Indeed it is. I do assure you, Signor, 'tis the very latest medical thinking on the subject of hemorrhoids. You are welcome to procure a second opinion, but I warrant you will find that most doctors in London will tell you the same.
Then Riccardo Ferraro bids you good day, Signor Foreman.
Perfect. Oh, we're not gonna get his letter of recommendation, are we? Alright. Well, I'm gonna end this episode right here. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Laters.